You could always wear whatever lip color you would like to with a makeup look like this. It's just so versatile, and I forgot how much I really love this little palette. Just a great everyday eyeshadow palette. Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new, my name is Julie and I help you find the best affordable beauty, makeup, and fashion items and teach you how to use them to always look elevated, polished, and put together. Today I just wanted to do something easy and simple, and I thought I would film a full face of nothing new, just using products that I have in my makeup collection, maybe some things that I haven't used for a while, or other things that I've really been enjoying. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So first I'm just going to be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And this has been one of my favorite primers. It dries down and gets a little bit tacky, and it helps your foundations to have something to grip to. And I do find that this primer helps my foundations to last longer. Then to moisturize my lips, I'm just going to use my chapstick in Candy Cane. Okay, so for foundation, I was looking at my collection, and honestly, I don't have very many foundations in my collection. I have a couple that I haven't used in a little while, and I want to use them again. So I have this one, which I'm not even for sure if I've used this on camera yet, but this is the Makeup by Mario foundation, the Surreal Skin. This is in shade 2N, and I bought this earlier this year, like in January, February, I don't know, sometime in the beginning of the year. I just remember that I really enjoyed this, but in the summer months, I found that it was a little too glowy for me. I figured now that we're moving more into winter, and maybe by the time I have this posted, it might be the first day of winter, but I thought, like, let's try this again and see how I like it in the winter months. I'll just do a couple of pumps of this on the back of my hand. I do find that this foundation, a good dupe to this from the drugstore, is this Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. This is actually even more luminous than the Makeup by Mario one. But like, if you were to look at the formulas in the bottle, like, they both have that pearlized kind of glow in the formula. Like, I don't know if you can see that or not, like there, but they both have that pearlized kind of glow in the foundation, which makes your skin look super luminous. So I just put some on the back of my hand there and blend it out, but I find this shade in N2 to be a really great match for me. I'm just going to put a little bit on my nose at first, just so I can have a little bit more coverage there. And then I'm going to take my Wet n Wild makeup sponge and just blend this foundation onto the skin. But it is a very luminous, full coverage, long wearing foundation, and it looks super beautiful on the skin. So if you did want to splurge and you like a dewy finish foundation, I think that this one is super beautiful. But like I said, if you don't want to spend the money on this and you do like a dewy foundation, that Maybelline one is a really great dupe to this. The L'Oreal Pro Glow is another runner-up to this foundation, but I find that the Maybelline one is closer to this. It might not be quite as full coverage as the Surreal Skin, but it is definitely closer to this. What is your favorite luminous foundation, drugstore or high-end? Let us know in the comments. I always like to see what you guys are recommending and what you guys are loving. Sometimes for me, I'm not always into a super glowy foundation, especially on camera, just because I feel like it emphasizes my pores a lot. And it's so strange because I feel like when I was younger, I used to love a super glowy foundation, but in the past few years, I don't seem to gravitate towards a glowy like foundation look. I'm more towards either just like a natural skin finish or something that's slightly a little bit more matte. because of my pores. And then for my concealer, I'm just using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I've just been loving this concealer. It's definitely one of my favorites right now. It's really hydrating, full coverage, and as long as I lightly set it with a powder, it will last all day long. I'm going to take just a little bit more concealer down the center of my nose and right around my mouth just for some extra coverage. Between that foundation and this concealer, my skin is super dewy and glowy. So I'm gonna tone down the glow just a little bit with my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. I do find with this powder, even though it adds a bit more coverage and at first it does kind of mattify things, that once it sits on the skin for a little bit, that glow is gonna start to shine through this powder. So I do find that with this L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable, like whatever your foundation is, like if it's a matte foundation, it keeps the foundations matte, but if your foundation does have a luminous glow, it allows that glow to shine through. And then I'm just taking a little bit of that powder and setting the under eyes. And I'm going to take a Q-tip and get this excess foundation off of my lips. And then for my eyebrows, first I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel. Brush my eyebrows up. I'm going to let them dry for a little bit. And then I think today I'm going to go in with a brow powder. I have been getting back into using brow powders on my eyebrows instead of using a brow pencil. I want to test out my Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit on my brows today. Like, you all know how much I love this little product, but I mostly use it for eyeshadow and I have not used it on my brows for a little while. So I want to use that today on my brows and see if I feel like the colors in that go well with my eyebrows. This L'Oreal Brow Stylist Prep and Shape Pro Kit has been the product that I've been using on my brows when I use a brow powder. So, and I really enjoy this product. I know that it's not like the easiest to find anymore. I have been able to find it on Amazon, but it's really hard to find at the drugstore. It's one of my favorite brow powder products. Such a tongue twister to say that. Brow powder products. But yeah, I'm going to go in with the dark shade in this. And see how I feel about this on my brows. And I just really like using a brow powder because it's easy and it looks natural. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I still love my brow pencils, but sometimes there's just something about a brow powder that's just easy and quick. So I just kind of first go in and fill the underneath side and then lightly brush up whatever's left on the brush up into my brows. I do think that this is a good color for me still, the dark color. If I have, sometimes, you know, I'll bleach my hair blonde, and whenever I'm blonde, I do like this shade here, which I know that this Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit is not any easier to find than the L'Oreal one. So But I do have both of these products in my collection, and I do like using them up, even if they're not available at the drugstore anymore. I still enjoy these products. I mean, I do like showing you guys products that you can go out and buy, but you know, we all have like things in our makeup collection that has been discontinued and you can no longer get, but you still love and want to use. So that's why I like filming these types of videos, full face of nothing new, or like a shop my stash, get ready with me, because even though you might not have this particular product, maybe you have something similar in your collection that you've totally forgot to use, and maybe this will inspire you to remember to use things in your collection that, you know, maybe you've forgotten about. So after I get my brows filled in, I do like to go back with a brow gel and just brush through my eyebrows. Just one last time. I think I just like using the brow gel before and then the powder and then the brow gel again, because like using a little bit of that brow gel before gives the powder something to grip onto. I don't like to go in with it being completely wet though, because sometimes that can just make the brow powder look a little patchy or like grab on a little bit weird. But I do find that it does help my brow powders to stick a little bit better. So I know I normally have been using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronzer in medium because I have been liking a more warm bronzer, but I still have the light one in my collection and I have used a lot of this bronzer. I think today I want to test this one out again, see how I feel about it. I think maybe once we get further into winter and I really start losing a lot of my color, I probably will enjoy using this a little bit more because I'll be fair and it'll show up a little bit better. So let's just use this today and see how I feel about it. And I'm gonna use a bigger brush to apply this. I know I would normally use my Morphe R10, but I want a more like lighter blended look today. Whoops. I just jammed my brush handle right into this bronzer. But yeah, I do still enjoy this light color. I mean, it is a little bit more cool toned or neutral, but I still like the effect that it creates, and I could see myself using this more, like I said, in the winter when I get a little more fair and lose more of my color. But this L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronzer is such a beautiful bronzer from the drugstore, just a nice healthy luminous glow. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do my lips before I do my blush and my eyeshadow. I have like a new chair today. I like swapped out my chairs and I have like my desk chair over here, so I feel like I'm rocking around. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Yeah, I don't know. I just love twisting around in this chair, so I have to remember not to do that when I'm filming. I have been so in love with red lipstick, and I'm sorry if maybe you are not the type of person that likes to wear red lipstick, and you know, so maybe you're not enjoying these red lipstick makeup looks, but you could totally wear any lipstick color with the makeup look that I'm going to do today. So you know, if you're trying to kind of copy the makeup look that I'm doing and you don't like red lips, just do a different color. But I'm going to be filming a video testing out a bunch of different like long wearing lip products from the drugstore to figure out like what is the best long wearing transfer proof red lipstick. So I purchased a bunch and like I said, I'm going to be testing those out soon. But in picking those up, I did pick up the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon, and this is in the shade 45 Hustle in Heels. So I want to use this today on the lips. Okay, and I was looking at my blush collection, figuring out what blush I wanted to wear today. But this one here, I haven't worn in a while, and I love this blush for the winter months. But this is the Milani Tea Rose powder blush, and it just gives your cheeks that nice, just rosy glow. Like you were outside in the cold and came inside. I just love that look for the winter months. And then a highlight that I have not used in a little while is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in Be My Highlights. Which this is such a nice subtle glow. Really been into these type of highlighters lately. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids with my Hard Candy Longwear Eyeshadow Primer. This has just been my go-to eyeshadow primer. I did try to find like some of my old eyeshadow primer favorites, like the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer or like the CoverGirl Lid Lockup. But when I went to Walmart to try to look for those, they just did not have them. I didn't see them anywhere. So that's why I ended up just picking up this Hard Candy one, and I also picked up the e.l.f. one. But between those two, I've really been gravitating towards this Hard Candy one. Like there's just so much product in there, and it's so easy to just use this, like to squeeze it out of the tube. So, and I do find that it helps my eyeshadows to look a little bit more vibrant and to last all day long without creasing until I take my eyeshadow off at the end of the day. Okay, this little palette here I have not used in a little while, and this is one of my favorite everyday eyeshadow palettes, but this is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. First, I'm just going to go in with Smarty Pants in the crease. I'm just gonna blend that in the crease with like a big fluffy blending brush. This is the Morphe R37 brush. And then I'm going to go in with the cream, the white shade here, Charmer. And I'm going to brush that underneath the brow bone. I'm also taking more of that shadow on a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to brush that all over the eyelid. Then I'm just going to flip this brush over and grab some of Leader, the shade Leader on the brush. Just a little bit of this will go a long way. So I'm just going to tap it right out here at first. And then I'm just going to go in with a clean blending brush. This is the Sigma E25. Nothing added to it, and just lightly blend that out at first, and I'm going to go back and add more and intensify it, but I want to slowly build this shade up, and I don't want it to be too intense at first. This is the Morphe M506, so just a really small blending brush. I just went in with some more of that dark brown and just got a little bit of that on the brush, and I'm just lightly, like super lightly blending that in the outer V. And then I'm going to go back with the Sigma E25. Nothing added to the brush still, and I'm going to blend that out even more. I mean, that is the key, at least for me, for blending darker colors in the outer V, is to slowly build it up, because I promise you, every time I go in with a heavy hand with a dark brown in the outer V, it just gets too intense and just looks too much. But this Tartelette in Bloom is such a classic eyeshadow palette that has so many nice matte colors in it. Such a beautiful everyday palette. Just gonna go back with a sponge and just clean up the edge here. What I'm gonna do to make things look a little bit darker but not go overboard is I'm getting some more of that dark brown and I'm gonna pat it right here just to really deepen that up. But I don't want to really blend it out. Like, I just want the darkest part to just be right there on that last little part of the eyelid. And I'll show you here in a minute what I'm going to do to kind of blend the shade with the lid, since it's such a stark difference. You're just going to take like a shimmery, like brown, like taupey brown. So I'm going to go in with Rocker. Just flip this flat brush over. And I'm going to blend that between the dark brown and the lighter shade on the lid. And that's just going to help to make it more of a seamless transition. That sheen in that taupey brown just really helps to blend things. Then to warm things up in the upper crease, I'm going to go in with the shade Sweetheart. And I'm just going to blend that at the top of the crease. It's been such a long time since I have done this, but I'm gonna, well, I guess I did use a black eyeliner in that Marilyn tutorial, like using the Marilyn products from Wet n Wild. But I'm gonna use my Physicians Formula black liquid liner. And I'm just gonna do a very, very small wing out here. I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a cat eye wing to pull my eyes up, and I didn't want to do anything like too dramatic. And once that liner dries, my key to always make liner like this look better is to go in with like a really dark eyeshadow, black or almost black. So I'm going to go in with Smoke Show and just kind of smoke out the top of this liquid liner. It's going to hide any imperfections and also just make things look a little softer. See, I always feel like that looks so much better. So off camera, I went ahead, curled up my eyelashes, and applied some of this Wet n Wild Big Papa mascara. And I also misted my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. I hope this video inspired you to dig into your makeup collection and use some makeup that you haven't used in a while. If you enjoy videos like this, give this video a thumbs up so I know to film more videos like this. And I hope that you guys are having a wonderful Christmas holiday season, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye. Mwah.
You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art.